Mr. Positivity has returned. Roll the intro. Alright, what's going on, guys? Yes, Fortminorproject, aka David Rivera, back at it again in here for another video. And basically in here for a couple of responses. Basically a video response to Wrestling Jesus, to SimonNicolHD, and to Raphael Leduc on that. And basically getting right into it, and I'm sure you see the title, on basically having it be said, be honest, WWE sucks right now. And for me, who's been positive on it, and basically Simon's been watching it a lot more. I've been watching it since around 2000, 2001, where I first got introduced to wrestling, and I know Leduc's been watching it since about 2008, when WWE went back to PG, which really isn't a bad time either. That was actually a good year, if I'm going to be straight up honest and everything for me too, with that. So, on that part, yes, I know WWE sucks, and I know that WWE has not been what it used to be, and I knew that for the longest time, not just in 2017, but way before that and stuff like that. But I still find a way to actually have enjoyment out of watching WWE, hell, even make fun of it. I even talk online, not just with Simon and everybody else, but like with Leduc and Austin. We'll talk about even going on PlayStation 4, or whether it be on Skype or on Facebook Messenger, just talking back and forth of what's going on. Sometimes even make fun of it, and then that's how we get our amusement, if you will, out of it. We don't really, badmouth each other or anything like that. We just tell basically like how it is and shoot the shit, if you will, to have that better said on the product. So don't know where I'm going to go with this on this video. I don't know how long it's going to be, so bear with me on this. I'm just going through, not only with the two videos that I saw, and I wasn't really too butthurt about it, so I actually did get a good kick out of it. So I'm not trying to take it personally or anything, so I'm not having that here as well. But with that being said, there are some things that I don't really care about, but I don't really pay too much attention to it. I'll just, probably do other stuff, or just not really be bothered with it. So, with that being said, in terms of Raw, I stated this too before, the 3 hours, isn't really that much needed. It depends on what you're going to be doing on it, and maybe have some changes that should be good on it, then I think it would be more enjoyable. But yeah, I do agree that the 3 hours do seem to drag on it, depending on how the show is going to be and what they have on it. Sometimes when you get to that third hour, you're just basically tired after that. Like if they have a lot of stuff going on, like, with Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe, things like that on it, then it depends on how it is. It's a little bit more better. So yeah, the 3 hours, isn't really too much needed, especially when you have the pay-per-views that are basically that much long. When there's a Raw pay-per-view, then you got Raw again. Basically, sometimes actually having the same stuff, and that's another thing that's been really annoying with the rematches that we get constantly. Doesn't mean that I really enjoy it, especially when you have Mustafa Ali and Drew Gulak recently on 205 Live having the same match basically and the same result. You don't really need that, and the 50-50 booking has been going on for damn the longest time now, so that's fucking annoying. I do admit that, and I don't like that, especially when you see the same matches and then you get it on pay-per-view, so it doesn't feel as fresh. Again, depending on what type of match, a while back you wouldn't really see the same type of match. You would actually have to wait for that match, and then you would see it fresh and everything, and then give or take, they might have a rematch well, not so much on Raw or SmackDown, sometimes maybe, but more so build up back up to it on the pay-per-views and stuff to make it more special, and it won't be that repetitive, if you will. Going into the cruiserweights, I know they've been, with a little bit of a struggle as of late, and I'm actually happy they're back and they can do a lot more better. I agree with that. The characters could be, a lot more, but they are, I think, working on it slowly but surely, but not nearly as much. I agree they should be, but with 205 Live, at least just have the cruiserweights just be on there, since I feel like the in-ring work is a little bit more better on there. It's more fresher. It's right after SmackDown Live, and on Raw you get basically like 2 matches for Raw, and that's about it. And I know they actually have a match in main event, which I don't know why that's a show and stuff, and that's another thing. They do have a lot of stuff, a lot of content besides the typical Raw and SmackDown Live. Of course, you got NXT, still got main event for whatever reason and stuff like that. You got another tournament that's coming and stuff. So yeah, it is a lot to really deal with, but it depends on what you like and stuff. So, some of the things are on demand. Like NXT, you can go back and watch that anytime if you want, or not watch it at all. You can watch certain things and stuff like that. So it all depends on how you like things and what is more preferred to you, basically, on that. So there's that. And the whole brand split thing seems to also a little bit over, not so much the top, but a little bit all over the place, really, as of right now, especially now when you have John Cena coming back as a free agent, when I thought he was drafted to SmackDown, but now he went to do his show for True Grit and whatever else that he did, and now he's coming back for next week on SmackDown, and it looks like he's going to be not only SmackDown but on Raw. So I don't know, I think they're doing that for other superstars, and it's not really like a trade and everything, so it seems like the brand split doesn't really matter anymore at this point, so it doesn't really make any sense on that, so I do get that. Another thing is the whole Big Cass and Enzo Amore thing. I know I touched bases on that at Pro Wrestling Today, and to me it feels like the whole Crime Time thing. And then yes, I do see it as the whole DX, turn and everything like that, when they started feuding with Triple H and Shawn Michaels. I remember that was awesome how they did that. But now I just don't know how I feel about Big Cass and Enzo Amore. I don't see it really going too much anywhere, even though they had like a little swerve most recently on Raw, thinking that they would actually pair back up and act like nothing happened, but they're still in a feud anyway. So yeah, there are a couple of things, I don't really care about, especially when the titles tune out. The titles look exactly the same, besides like the Cruiserweight title and everything like that, the Intercontinental title and the US title, basically. So, with the titles looking the same, it's not really that cool. I mentioned that too before, and titles to me should look different, unique, and actually stand out. So I think they should definitely change on that. So there is so many things. I know I'm leaving out a couple of stuff, but I'm sure you see another video response from other people or in the comments too that actually would actually talk about that stuff. So I know WWE does suck right now. I'm willing to admit that. I wasn't butthurt by any means really that much at all. So I just basically left it off on that. So yeah, even though when I know it sucks, I try and basically accept things. I can stop watching wrestling and I would watch it, and then sometimes when I do stop it, it's only because maybe I'm on vacation or something like that, and even then I didn't really miss too much. Or sometimes when I do miss it, I feel like I missed out a lot. It depends on what happens, but with that being said, with some of the stuff that are bad right now, I just don't really pay too much attention to it. I'll just do other stuff really at that point. And just going to like house shows and stuff like that, and actually going to the shows, I don't really think about that too much because I have more fun enjoying it when I'm actually there. I don't really think about all the other stuff that's really going on and stuff. Pay-per-views now, they seem to be all over the place. Another thing too, I will mention, when you would actually remember what month each pay-per-view was, like WrestleMania, you had Backlash, you had Judgment Day, things like that, No Mercy, Unforgiven. You would know exactly what month each pay-per-view was. Now it's like a little bit all over the place, really. Like, you have WrestleMania, you have Payback, you have Backlash now. Now you have, yes, of course, unfortunately, Great Balls of Fire, which I don't know why they have Great American Bash just come back, basically, on that. And there's other pay-per-views that are probably going to have some funny names in the near future to be announced that I've seen. So, it is what it is. We'll see what happens when it comes to that, but that's just my thoughts on it. Try to do it pretty well on the video response and that, so did my best on my perspective, how I feel on it, and I know and is well aware on what's going on. So there you go. With that being said, what are your own thoughts on WWE right now? How do you feel about it? Why do you think it sucks right now? What things do you think that could be done a lot more better? What they can improve on? What you think that will help you watch and stuff like that. So until then and only then, I think I've stated just about enough here on this video. But until then and only then, I'll catch you guys in the next video, whenever the hell that next video may be. Until then, I'm Fortminorproject, aka David Rivera. Until then, catch you then. Peace. I'm out.